Hi, RD Barry here. Welcome to episode 77 in my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XII. Alright, well, I think what I'm going to do this episode is just solve this puzzle with the fountains here in the Bubbling Vale. A bunch of these have shrines, and now that they've been repaired, if you activate the shrine, they will lift or lower various plants, this type of plant here, and create bridges to new areas. And I think the idea is we go out here. Well, let's check the map actually. You see that rays of ashen light is there's actually three parts to it. We cannot get to every single part there because there are gaps, but apparently activating these shrines will fill in those gaps. And it's not just a puzzle for itself, because there are areas. Check the map again. There's some areas that we can't actually reach, like the Skyreach Ridge, that we can't actually reach without doing that. And there's some like this Empyrean seat, which are kind of, I believe they're kind of part of like more important side quests here. So by my count, there are I believe 6 of these. And let me just check my notes here. I'm sorry, there's actually only 5 active ones. There's a couple that are kind of not working at all. And I'm going to start with the northeast and work my way clockwise to see what each one of them does. Let's see, that's northwest. There should be a northeast. Which would be, I guess, east from here. Northeast, yeah. So I'll go northeast and then work my way clockwise to east, and then southeast, and then so on. There's not all 8 different directions, but there's 5 of them. And let's just see what that does, and I'll check out what each one of them does. And I think the end goal, at least for now, is to reach that boulder that the woman was looking at over here. I think I mentioned her previously. She's over here in this corner over here, looking at this boulder and being very concerned about it. Her title is even Concerned Woman. Yeah. So, right. So, yeah, it would be an avalanche, which I guess be a matter of opinion whether that's good or bad. Anyway, so let's continue on. I'm kind of doing this blind. I didn't want to do a practice run, but we'll see how that works out. Anyway, so northeast. Right. And we get yeah. floatweed. And I guess, let's see where that goes here. Let's come out here. And I did some leveling off screen, so we're now between 35 and 36. But I wanted to check my notes or update the party again, just to get a little bit more variety here. So let me check something. Yeah, so anyway, because there's enemies out here, and I'm gonna use the opportunity to level a bit here. There's also a chocobo here, and I supposedly okay, here's all right, here we go. This is, let me check the map here. Yeah. What does that say? Floatweed. Okay. That's interesting. So the floatweed that we activated is marked on the map there. So now we can get to this upper area over here. I guess those wolves are not oh. Well, see, there's a reason to do all this right there. Stamp. Yeah, that would be very useful. So what that does is, let me go into my, oops, my action list here. I believe that's a, yeah. Inflict one foe with harmful status effects on the user. So what that means, if it's basically turnabout is fair play. If they cast poison on you, you can use stamp and cast and return the favor. That's, I think that's going to be useful to inflict statuses on enemies that are normally fairly resistant to them. I don't know if it actually cuts through immunity, but it might help. And let me read that again here. So with any harmful status effects, and again, harmful is sometimes difficult to interpret. Sometimes Berserk is harmful, and sometimes it's beneficial. So it kind of depends on what the situation is, whether it's harmful or not. Anyway, if I remember correctly, there was some weirdness where you could only have a couple of the fountains on at the same time. There wasn't enough pressure for them to be all activated. I'm gonna check that just by continuing to activate them one by one. If we run out of steam, then I'll have to come back and deactivate them here. So anyway, there's northeast. The next one would be east. So let's go with that one. Right. They give you a nice view of the area there. It's too bad you can't get a view like that for other areas. Certainly helped me a lot with thumbnails. Thumbnails are a huge problem here with this game. Yeah, so there's that one. And let's go around this way here. I'll clear out these golems here. Yeah. We could do these Slavens, but I don't think it's necessary at this point. Now let's see if I can find the bridge that we created here. Oh, I see. Okay, it goes south from here. Alright, so we can go south and get that chest. Blood sword. So obviously we're getting a whole bunch of interesting equipment from this little project. There's also a rare game. That's the main reason I wanted to do this now. Is also a rare game coming up that we can only reach after we've done this. I'll clear a lot of these enemies off screen because we've done them already. Okay, I'm guessing there's going to be more float weed needed here. At least it looks like a good place for it. I'm also keeping an eye out for chocobos tracks because there is a chocobo just sort of sitting there with looking lonely. And possibly we could ride it to a different area that's not accessible otherwise. Yeah. So we just did east. The next one would be southeast, which I assume is over that one over there. Shrine of the... Okay, isn't there a southeast one? Yeah. Alright. So let's go back again and continue on south there. Right, now that gap is filled in and we're in a new area here. Okay. Right, so this place, so we couldn't get to this area before. Oh, that's... Yeah, it's got all the ones we've activated marked there. That's interesting. Okay. Let me clear out these wolves here off screen. One thing I noticed about these werewolf type enemies, if you're a huge amount depends on your armor. So if your armor is about on par with the level of the these guys, then they don't do nearly as much damage. And if you're over leveled, which in terms of armor, then they're basically useless. So I'm not sure how the defense formula or how the attack damage is calculated, but it seems to depend heavily on defense, and if your defense is high enough, these guys basically don't do anything at all. So I don't think... I think these guys are not going to be nearly the problem they were last time. Yeah, I think before... Yeah, they're doing 100 to 200... or a little bit more than 200 damage per shot there. I think before they were like 1,000, which was very, very painful. We were basically casting curas all the time there to fix that. Yeah. I think there's one of our characters that has a shield that makes us immune to water. Let me check that. Yeah. Viking coat. It's not a shield, it's a regular armor, and it makes you immune to water attacks, basically, and those, I believe those water spout spells would just bounce off Vaan if we had him in a party. Wouldn't help with any of the other people, though. Let me get, speaking of Vaan, let me swap him in for Bosch and make sure he's actually, let's use Fran instead here. Make sure she's equipped with a ranged weapon. Alright. Oh. This is interesting. Yeah, those are a little bit hard to see, but they are chocobo tracks. Right, so I guess the way forward is on chocobo, so I will go hire that chocobo. All we need is some Gissel greens. There's lots more of these shrines sprinkled around, but they do not activate, so I guess we don't need to worry about them. So let's go back and find that chocobo. Right, yeah. We did some Gissel greens. And we've got... I bought some a while ago. I wasn't even sure at the time what they would be needed for, but I did have a feeling that they would be needed, and turns out that was the case. So let's go back over the bridges. Alright. Oh, we're off the map here. Okay. Alright, and I think that's all we needed the chocobo for. You can scurry off home there. And I think that the only way we can get back now is to move that boulder, so hopefully we can find it. Pretty sure the game wouldn't let you just sort of get stuck here without being able to get back. Okay. Alright, so we're back in the Bubbling Vale here. I guess this area is not... Turtle Shell Choker. Yeah, okay. I don't know if we've gotten that before. Let's see. No, obviously, we have. There it is. Casting of magics with Gil rather than MP. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of correlation between... oh, there's a West Wind Shrine. Interesting. I guess we can't really reach that without using the other shrines. Let's move that boulder. Right. Talk to the concerned woman again. See what she thinks. Yeah, we were. Well, I don't think that was really a danger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was far too dangerous. Well, we've done more dangerous things. Right, so there's the West Wind as well. I didn't realize there was another sixth shrine there. Let's go back. By the way, it's not. It just says. It just says cast magics with Gil. It doesn't say how many Gil equals 1 MP. If it's 1 Gil per MP, which seems to be which was what I would think, then yeah, but it's not really very specific, so it could be like 10,000 Gil for 1 MP, which would not be good. So yeah, I'll have to test that at some point when I'm running low on MP, but and I have the license for that skill, or I have that. Yeah, well, I would need to equip the thing first too. Anyway, let's check this. Right. So this is the way we came. Okay, so I guess we have to go back at this point and activate another shrine. I'm not sure where it would go here. We just did, let's see, southeast. I'm not sure if there's a south. I could check my notes, but I won't do that now. There's west. That's northwest. That's, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the south wind. Okay, right there. All right. Now, where does that one go, I wonder? Um... I don't know. It's unclear. I mean, we could get to here before, I'm pretty sure. Let me play around with that off screen for a bit and see if I can figure out what difference, if any, that made. Alright, well, here it is. Basically, it doesn't really create a new route, it just creates an alternate route here. We could have gotten here before. It gets to the western area of this Empyrean Way here. There was way we went before is through the north entrance there, by opening up at least two of those fountains or shrines, but with the south one, it just creates a different way through there. So nothing new, I think. So I'll just go back and try another one. I turned off the other fountains, by the way, so it'd be clear which shrine controlled which bridge. And I guess the next one would be southwest if there is one, or just west if there isn't. Right, so there is no southwest one, so we just want the south, or just want the west, which is way over here. Like I said, I'm doing this blind, so I'm kind of learning my way around here at the same time here. So let's see what that one does. Oh, I see. It creates a bridge in that Skyreach Ridge area. So right, so if we go this way, we don't have to deal with a chocobo again. Still have all those birds though. Right, I want to go. Let's see, where do I want to go? Yeah, I want to go north. Try not to get too much aggro here. Yeah, this is the bridge that caused, or that created. Let's defeat some of these guys here. Kind of got overwhelmed Pinello, you should be curing once in a while, I think. What's going on with that? Yeah, let's Well, I've got her on H ally less than 40%, but that should probably be 60%, probably. That's better. Okay, that wasn't too bad once I got my gambits correct here. And if pattern continues, this will be another special chest. But let's see. Reflect Gamo. Well, that's not that great. And I'm assuming that the way we get through there is with that northwest. The northwest. Yeah, let's just kill these birds here instead of having them all chase us at once. Let's see here. Yeah. So I'm going to activate the north west shrine, but then I'm going to do a safety save because I have a feeling, partly based on memories of the PS2 version, that there is a significant boss there, and I do not want to tangle with it without being able to escape there. So let's see, where would that be? I guess once you activate them, they show up on the map, but they don't show up on the map until they've been activated. Yeah, here we go, northwest. They don't show up on the map until then. Even if you deactivate them, they do show up on the map, though. Seems to be the pattern. Right, I'm going to do a little safety save here, just in case. And then we'll go check out that final area. So I kind of lucked out. I mean, I just sort of picked I just sort of decided to pick the start with the northeast one based on luck and a bit of intuition maybe, but no real reason. And it turned out that was pretty much the exact order that you were meant to do it. I didn't mean to go this way. Yeah, I wanted to go over here to this corner here. Oh, that woman is gone now. Where is she? Okay, let's... So... her husband is chickened out after all, and I don't... yeah. This is... the Bickersons here. Anyway. Just getting to it, well, I mean, first of all, you need really if you're going to go to Arcadia, you should really go by airship. The only reason we're not doing that is because of all the patrols and whatnot. We'd get caught in no time flat. So, you know, hiking there is not recommended for the average traveler. Secondly, once you get to Arcadia, it's not a rose garden. Anyway, spoiler alert. So let's see, I wanted to circle around and then go, whoops, that's not right. Alright, I wanted to circle around and then go north. Deal with all the birds on the way as they come. Instead of waiting for them to gang up on us. So now that the northwest shrine is active, we can go through here into the into this area here. If I can get to it on the map, there it is, Empyrean Seat. And my intuition and vague memories tell me that's going to be a boss battle at some point, but we'll have to see if we can retreat or if it really even starts right away. Okay, so I reloaded from the previous save there, so obviously it's a good thing that I did a safety save there, otherwise I would have lost the entire, or basically the entire episode there. It didn't go as badly as I thought. I mean, it didn't wipe out our entire party in one shot or anything. I couldn't use Phoenix Downs because there was no items, but I do have rays and whatnot to restore life to people. But it was obviously since it's an optional boss, and it wasn't going that well either. It seems like it'll be better to wait until we're like 5 or 10 levels higher than we are now. Anyway, so I won't do that now. I'll keep coming back off screen to test it every so often. Like we get these optional bosses every so often that it's very difficult to tell when exactly you're meant to do them, or when you can do them, or when you should do them. Anyway, so I think next time we're about due for another couple of rare games. There are 2 in this area, and I will do them starting next time. One we've already seen before, the wary, or it's some kind of wolf one. I forgot the exact name. There's so many of them, but is it wary wolf? Maybe we'll see. But yeah, so that will be next, and then there's another one further on in this area we just opened up. So anyway, that will be for next time and the time after that. Hope you'll join me for that, and until then, bye.